So yeah, like I said earlier before, in many different occasions, I want a game in regards to skill. There's hardly any skill games anymore. The games that I do want to play that are actually fun and interesting are getting harder and harder to come by. This is why people are playing older and older games, mostly due to the fact that modern games just can no longer keep up anymore. Game consoles are completely dead because again, game consoles don't make games, don't even have games, and you're pretty much just playing older game titles. So it basically has become two extremes. You either got PC gaming or mobile. There's no in between anymore. And because of that reason, game companies are no longer uh, meeting those demands like they should, and just basically just make good games. And like I said earlier before, when you see games like Concord or whatever that name of the dumbass game with the diversity trash, it's getting harder and harder and harder to make good games because they're no longer making good games. Like they don't have any real talent. And to imagine that we actually had less in the past. We had less video memory, less graphics card, less internet speed. We had less everything and yet game companies made much more larger profits. In this day and age, you're no longer making any more profits. So in other words, it's being heavily subsidized. You know, like game companies have been completely and utterly corrupt. Like give me a single game title in the last 10 years, in the last decade by EA. Give me one that's actually been good and actually been successful and had a successful launch. Oh wait, never. There are no good games anymore. And I keep proving my point time and time again. That, you know, game companies are so corrupt that BlackRock and Blackstone and all these other major large banks are not really, you know, selling games. They're not even selling a game service. It's just state-sponsored propaganda. Like, it's nothing more. So if game companies are not making good games, if game titles are crashing right out of launch, look at Cyberpunk, for example. Like, again, who is footing the bill? Because I don't see anyone in real life who's actually excited about any of this stuff. Because as I said earlier before, games are just outright corrupt. It's just we're basically dealing with the dark age of video games, to summarize it in a nutshell. So, yeah. Thank you very much, and I'll talk to you guys later.